I like this question. How to build a strong brand? I think to build a strong brand, you have to be well defined as a business, and you have to have your customers well defined as well. By this, I mean you need to know exactly what you're doing, and you need to know who is your audience, who you're going to be talking to, who you're going to be trying to sell to, because in that way is when you're actually going to be able to create a base for a strong brand. I think the biggest thing to do on building a brand, it's consistency. You have to be consistent, and by consistency I don't mean use the same image, use the same text and copywriting all the time. By consistency I mean that you want to be you want to have a set of colors that you always use. You want to have the same fonts, you want to have the same style of images. So if you're using black and white images, just use black and white throughout your website, your flyers, because that way you're building a strong image, a strong and consistent image, that when someone sees a leaflet with your colors, with your pictures, they'll say, oh yeah, that is that brand. And I think on consistency as well, it's good to point that it's usually good to have someone in charge of your brand, in the sense that if you're branding in committee, that will get messy, because you're gonna like yellow, the other one is gonna like color pictures, and the consistency is not gonna be strong. So someone that actually can have a quick overlook at the brand and seeing that everything is consistent, it's a good attitude to have, and a good person to have as well. Do not copy anything from your competitors. I think this is an super important point, because a lot of brands, what they do is they just copy, they just look at what they do in the competition, they look at what Apple is doing or what, and they just copy, and that doesn't really work, because you're either going to look like a copycat, or you're just going to be diluted within a group of brands that they don't have personality. So find your personality and make sure that you just run it across all your assets. I think building strong relationships with your customers is very important as well for your brand. Try to be friendly with your customers, trying to answer them on social media, trying to, if someone sends you an email, just reply that email, even if it's something that has nothing to do with your brand, because that sort of relationships will help you to build that sense of brand. I think this is it. I mean, consistency on the way you're talking, on the way you look. Do not copy, and strong relationships. I think that's possibly the 3 points that I would say that they're important to create a big brand. I hope this is useful. I've imprinted here the URL for asking more questions. Also, there is some of the other answers. And if you have any questions, ask. And if you think that was useful, please share with your friends and your family and anyone that might think that this is useful. I'll speak to you in the next question.